Girls, never trust an insecure man, never trust a dependent man. I repeat, never trust those types of men because they will, at one point, really show who they really are and completely leave you. Do not trust them. Take it from me. Let me just give you a brief background because I know it sounds all abrupt, but this is exactly what happened. It was a really abrupt breakup, and this is sort of a story time, sort of a empowering message, and just kind of me giving a PSA to other women to really be careful and really trusting the gut if something is off. Anyways, my ex ended our 3-year-long relationship via a text message because he didn't have any decency to face me and actually tell me in person that this is not working and we should part ways. He decided to fully drop a bomb, start ignoring me, and just act all shady, and suddenly just did. And not only that, he decided to just be very difficult with our tenancy agreement and just all of these other things. And there are a lot of red flags that I repeatedly ignored, and this is my fault because I should have honestly ended things long ago, but I think I just believed in potential more than what actually was on the surface. And actually, fun fact, we already had one breakup about a year into our relationship where he just started ghosting me and acting really shady. I was about to literally go and meet him and spend weekend with him, and after me repeatedly calling him and asking him what the hell was going on, he suddenly just decided to say that, oh, I don't want to talk anymore, like I don't want to talk with you, like let's just meet and talk and, you know, face to face. And I was like, listen, let me just tell me right now because you giving me so much anxiety. I don't know what's going on. To tell me what's going on. I call him and he says, long story short, that he wants to break up with me. And I was just like, what the hell? So stupid me, I decided to fight for this man, and I decided to beg him to maybe consider taking a break, maybe consider just, you know, separating for a little bit so he can like think about it and see how it feels without me, see how he feels without a relationship and if he actually likes that. And in the end, we decided to take a break. Of course, I was absolutely shattered. I was so anxious. I remember I just felt so terrible when all of this happened. He literally went out with his friends on that same night. But anyway, a month passed by. This is how long we were separated for. And then he suddenly messages me, says that, oh, you know, like I've been thinking and I want to get back with you. And he also tells me later on that actually 2 weeks after that breakup, he was already, you know, ready to get back to me. But he was like, oh, let me just wait a little bit more. And I'm just thinking, bro, I was literally so like going through it so badly. You were going out with your friends. I was getting numerous panic attacks because I was so stressed out, so worried about all of this. And in retrospect, I really regret feeling this way, but I felt for this man. Like, I loved him. And he just decides to wait a couple more weeks because why not? Like, that's just whatever. The reason why it looked good on the outside, because we actually were that kind of couple that people were like, oh my gosh, you guys are so cute, and like, oh my gosh, you guys are couple goals. But in reality, we were not. Like, we lacked so much communication, so much depth. In that breakup message that he sent me literally a few days ago, he said that he, in the past year, has been feeling like he can't go on with this relationship, but he just didn't want to speak about it because he didn't want to deal with it at the time. Okay, sir. And there was numerous times where my gut was telling me that something is wrong and I don't see future with this man. Like, he was just a very dependent person. Whenever something happened, whenever there was something official, formal to sort out, he would just run to his daddy and just ask him to get that sorted for him. I felt like I was a man in this relationship. So if I feel that way, I don't want to be with you. At first, I thought that I would be completely broken after this breakup, but actually I feel so relieved. I feel like this relationship was really suffocating and stagnant, and it was just keeping me from growing. And that's the worst thing, really, because if you have a person with you that is supposed to co-lead that relationship and they never do that, you are the only person that co-leads with yourself, then that's just not going to work and you're not going to grow. And I think 2026 started with a bang for me because of this whole breakup and like all of those issues that started happening. Him involving his family in this as well, which was absolutely insane to me. But I think what hurts me the most is that moral whiplash and his sudden like change of heart, because he was literally so obsessed 3 weeks ago, but suddenly he just sends me a breakup message that is actually quite aggressive in a tone. He literally says, never contact me again, you know, like, you are standing in my way of meeting people and I just don't want to be with you. But what this teaches me and other women is that if you have to do everything for your man in a relationship and you have to be the one to make decisions, you never really get support and it's just always on you, that's not gonna work. He's not gonna change. Maybe there will be a time, I'm not saying that it's just he's incapable of change. Life might force him to change at some point, but it's not worth wasting your time and your potential to wait around until that happens, because truthfully it might never happen. He might never learn, he might never change. So why are you waiting for something that is not even guaranteed? Because love is not enough. Truly, love is not enough. You can love someone deeply, but if they can't create a relationship with you, because that's creating, it's not just being, it's creating, then there's no point. And personally, I think that this whole situation, the universe clearing the path for much better things to come, much better people to come into my life. I believe I deserve way more than this, and you know, what he's been doing was bare minimum. And it's kind of embarrassing to admit that now, because I used to be like, oh my gosh, he's such an amazing man, like he's, you know, like I just won a lottery with him, but really I didn't. There was so many situations that I just ignored. I didn't want to face, I guess, because I just had so many other things going on that facing that on top of everything else felt like I just can't do it. But this is also your reminder that the relationship doesn't have to be like black and white, bad or good. Like it doesn't have to be abusive. It doesn't have to be so toxic. Like it doesn't have to be like so bad that there's no other way other than out. It can be fairly okay, but if you don't feel good in that relationship, if you don't feel like you can progress in this relationship, and if you don't see a future, then that's enough of a reason to leave. Because like I said, love is not enough. If you exhausted your options and another person is still doing the same thing that really bothers you and they don't really take into account what you feel, that's it. They've got to go and you've got to go. But anyway, this was a little story time of my life. I never really share things like this online, but I really want to be more transparent and authentic in my content in 2026, and I thought that this is actually a situation where I really want to share this, because I think that also teaches other people what to avoid, what to look out for, and I want to use my example as a learning example. But if you have any questions or you want to know more about this, then let me know in the comments. I might make a longer video on that, but also make sure to look at my TikTok, because this is where I posted like a full story time. Anyway, I hope that this video helped someone out, and if you're in a relationship right now or in a talking stage where you don't feel like this might be going anywhere, don't fall for potential. Don't fall for something that you made up in your head that you hope that will happen but will never happen. Don't do that to yourself, because you don't deserve to wait around for ages for someone that might never be ready to actually be the person that you want them to be. And it's also not fair to expect someone to be a person that you created in your mind, because they might not even be able to, and that's okay as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.